And welcome back to Hannity. Now, in honor of Earth Day today, we dug up some of the more outrageous predictions that were made on and around this day in 1970 about the environment, pollution, oil, and much more. So let's turn to the Hannity big board. We're going to go through some of these downright laughable predictions. For example, this was one of them, made in 1970. Civilization will end within 15 or 30 years unless immediate action is taken against the problems facing mankind. True or false? That would be false. Prediction number one. And by the way, the source there, George Wald, Harvard biologist, one of the experts that they're probably quoting today on the issue of climate change and global warming. As we move on, prediction number two, we've got population will inevitably and completely outstrip whatever small increases in food supplies we make, and the death rate will increase until at least 100 to 200 million people per year will be starving to death during the next 10 years. False. Number two, as we move on, this one. In a decade, urban dwellers will have to wear gas masks to survive air pollution. By 1985, air pollution will have reduced the amount of sunlight reaching the earth by 1/2. Life magazine. False. Ding. And moving on. Air pollution is certainly going to take hundreds of thousands of lives in the next few years alone. Stanford University biologist, probably a smart guy, right? No, not that smart. Wrong, false. And our final one we have tonight. By the year 2000, if present trends continue, we will be using up crude oil at such a rate that there won't be any more crude oil. You'll drive up to the pump and say, "Fill her up, buddy." And he'll say, "I'm very sorry, there isn't any." That's an ecologist that made that. Probably a smart guy, well-educated. Sorry, false, not happening, not true. And there you have it. Anyway, Earth Day. He also said back in the 1970s that the next ice age was coming. Here with reaction, Fox News contributors DeRoy Murdoch and, of course, the host of The Five, of which I will be a participating member on Thursday, and I'm really excited about it.
I am so excited.
I'm really happy. Are we going to do our dog thing?
No, you already won the dog thing. You win.
I won?
You win. I think you won.
There wasn't a poll.
I think that your staff took a poll, and Gracie wins.
Oh,
How about
boy.
double or nothing?
I love your dog, Jasper, though.
He's the
I
best.
love dogs altogether. I lost the poll against my assistant. Bailey won that one. So I don't always win. All right. So you see these quotes, you see these predictions, and then I hear the predictions about global warming today. They're not true either, but a lot of people believe them. What do we do?
Well, hyperbole doesn't get you to progress necessarily, and I think America has so much to be proud of for what we have done in the last 40 years, and a lot of that is because we, one, were made aware of the issues, but also we had the economic growth on our side to be able to address some of them. There is no question that our air is cleaner, our water is cleaner, we take better care of all sorts of different things when it comes to wetlands in particular, our oceans, our beaches. So I think that there has been some benefit to the alarmism that happened early on, but now we know so much more and we cooperate so much better that America has a lot to be proud of.
All right, so civilization hasn't gone away. People are not starving to death. There's always people that are poor. We've had those problems throughout the many centuries of mankind on this earth. We're not wearing gas masks. Pollution is not killing people, and we still have more oil, more energy than we ever dreamed that we'd have, especially with new technology, hydrofracking, horizontal drilling, etc. They're so wrong then. Are they as wrong in what they're saying today about global warming?
You opened with an Elton John song earlier. It reminds me of another Elton John song, which is "We're Still Standing."
Yeah.
There have been people, naysayers, and sort of people predicting catastrophe for centuries. I mean, back about 1800, English economist Thomas Malthus said, "Well, we just don't have the food to feed the population. We're all going to be starving soon." He didn't realize the Industrial Revolution would bring in all these technological developments, more efficient farming, and in fact, people thrived throughout the 19th century, 20th century, now the 21st century. So one of the things that the naysayers usually don't understand is technological developments come in, like you mentioned. Fracking of natural gas. I believe next year we're going to be the #1 producer of natural gas in the world.
Absolutely.
Who saw that? I mean, we're turning into
By the way,
sort of our own Saudi Arabia.
A tiny smidgen
Small
of the resources.
And here in New York State, we're not allowed to touch it. It's like a museum. All of upstate New York, you can't drill anywhere. So this just goes to show that a lot of times technological developments come in and the disasters don't.
But there's an agenda.
Themselves.
First, it was the next ice age is coming. Now it evolved into global warming. Now it's quote climate change. Anything that happens is our fault.
It's all proof of
What is the agenda? There seems to me that there is an anti-capitalist agenda behind all of this.
Well, if you look at a lot of those things that, like the Industrial Revolution, is made possible because the market was allowed to work at the time. And if you look at some of the things here, like sulfur dioxide in the Adirondacks, almost eliminated because of a cap-and-trade system. That cap-and-trade system worked because there was technology available to be able to strip out the SOx from the pollutants. That doesn't exist for climate change. It doesn't exist for CO2 yet. Now, maybe we could get there sometime, but there are billions of dollars being spent to try to find that, and it's as elusive as a unicorn.
Yeah, no, I think
and the government wants to tax methane.
Well, that's
because
right.
of cows.
Exactly. Well, it's not so much solutions they seem to want, it's control. They want to be able to tell us what to do, even so far as the EPA a couple weeks ago saying no more wood-burning stoves. I mean, here's something that goes back thousands of years, and I guess wood-burning stoves suddenly are a dire threat to the American society.
A renewable resource, right?
Very renewable, exactly. And if you're living out in the woods somewhere, you can't really get a natural gas pipeline or anything else out there. So you burn wood, which is nearby. That's too much for the EPA.
All right. I get to see you guys and my friends on the 5 on Thursday. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so